Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I don't like to make big statements unless I have a lot of evidence to support them. Unlike others who are talking about Russia's victory from the first week of the war or Ukraine's victory from the first week of war. Those were just liars. Now, I don't know what they based their statements on, but nevertheless, what I think is going on here, I think, based on the evidence I will provide you, is the collapse of the Ukrainian military in Ukraine, or at least temporary collapse, because I don't know yet the magnitude, how big the collapse will be, and if they will be able to recover. I will put certain pieces of evidence together, and then my conclusion will be the Ukrainians are losing big time and the Russians are about to move westward big time again. So, a few weeks ago, I think it was on the 15th of this month, reportedly, I just covered that piece of news, the article yesterday. Zaluzny, the guy in charge supposedly of the Ukrainian army, met in Poland at the border with Poland and Ukraine to discuss the plan, the counteroffensive, the war plan, with the highest generals in command of NATO, British and Americans, mind you. So why would you do that since you are no? And then Zelensky had a meeting today, I think, or yesterday, with a big staff again discussing the counteroffensive. We know that in Kupyansk the Russians are advancing. We know, according to this media here, that the Ukrainians are actually advancing steadily in Zaporizhzhia region, Oblast. I covered that. I think it's a contradiction. I don't think they are advancing. Why? Because the evidence I will provide you in this video. Let's start with first, remember, none of these articles that I'm going to feature here come from Russia, but they come from the Western countries, including Ukraine or plus Ukraine. So let's start with this, the first one. This is Fox News, not non-Russian media outlet. Ukraine war takes dramatic turn as Russian soldiers push to recapture northeast Kharkiv territory. So Kharkiv is right here, Kharkov by the Russians. So the Russians, here is where they're going to advance. The Ukrainians had a mandatory evacuation that tells me they were afraid these guys are advancing. So that's a fact. These guys are defending and going back because they evacuate their population in this area by Kupyansk right here. So that's a fact. So the Russians are advancing. This comes from Fox News, dramatic turn. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is from this was from 28th of August, today, my friends. This is again from today, 28th of August. Russians advance near Maryinka. Now, I didn't know the Russians were advancing near Maryinka, did you? I mean, they said so. Maryinka is right here. You see Maryinka? So they are advancing here. Also, they are advancing supposedly in Liman, this area right here. And then now, that comes from what? Ukrainska Pravda. This comes from the Ukrainians themselves, telling us that Ukrainians are advancing here. This is Maryinka right here. So they're advancing here. They're advancing, as I said, in Liman. They're advancing in Maryinka. I put Liman because it's a well-known fact, but you want to ignore that, ignore it. Just take this, coming from Fox News, this coming from Ukrainians. And here, this is Zaporizhzhia region, right here, where supposedly the Ukrainians got Robotino, okay, and they're advancing. This is where the counteroffensive occurs. Well, let me show you this. Mandatory evacuation of children to be introduced in 2 districts of Zaporizhzhia region. I already covered this situation, Zaporizhzhia region. I covered in a video I made 5 minutes ago, and I uploaded it. Is this area right here and this area right here. Why do you evacuate children from here if you're advancing and you push the front down? Because that means they're advancing, not you. All right, so far I got all this front where the Russians are advancing. Nothing happens here. So the Russians are advancing, and remember this right here. Dramatic turn. Okay, so you can, if you want to stick your head in the sand and ignore and keep, having a love and use pathos instead of logos, it's your choice. But I haven't heard anything else. Remember, they said they liberated Robotynia in Zaporizhzhia. How do you liberate that when you tell your guys behind you to evacuate the children? Why do you evacuate your children if you're advancing? Obviously, you're evacuating because the other guys are advancing. I'm not going to play idiot here, okay? So let's start with that one. So my friends, I made a video earlier. I'm going to show you what video, so you can just go to see it. It was a few minutes ago that I posted it, and here it is. This is the title of this video. And I said, why evacuate if you're winning? Ukraine's mandatory evacuation of children from Zaporizhzhia. This is the video I posted a minute ago. Go and watch it, where I again make my point. How are you advancing if you evacuate from behind you your population? After children is going to be the whole population, but they don't want to be so straight and direct, telling us, oh my God, these guys are attacking us. You're going to find out in a week. But Fox News says, hey, dramatic turn of events right there. Nothing dramatic. It has been happening for about 2 weeks already. But they just decided, they got the order. Yeah, you can tell these idiots here that yes, the Russians are advancing. And everybody's like, what, man? Give me a beer. All right, my friends, you make your own. Now, if you think I didn't make a case out of this, keep watching CNN and watching these guys telling you that came from the Ukrainians with Maryinka, not from the Russians. Anyway, as I say many times, there's no smoke without a fire somewhere. So all these things that are just allowed to be told to us, they're allowed to be told to us. They have information. They just postpone it, hoping that will change so they don't have to bring the information. When you get some information, for instance, with the Maryinka, probably that occurred a few days ago, but I hope the Ukrainians will turn the things around, that they don't have to report that one. And they will keep reporting, yeah, Ukraine is winning. They have been winning since what? The 24th of February. Guys, I'm against this war. Why? Because I think brothers fight for those guys, for others. And those guys are counting the money, and at the end, they hope these guys destroy themselves, like in the Second World War. Who was counting the money and who said, yeah, Europe, yeah, why don't you yourselves over there? And then we come and we repair everything. We invest, we help you. We bring the Marshall Plan, like we reconstructed, yes, reconstructed Iraq. Who destroyed Iraq? The guys who reconstructed. Who destroyed Afghanistan? The ones who reconstructed it. See how great democracy and freedom is in Iraq right now? And in Afghanistan, all those skyscrapers in Kabul and in Baghdad. Have you seen those? Oh my God, it's gold everywhere, man. I've been there a week ago. Fantastic. So that's how they reconstructed it. I'm sick of that kind of reconstruction. What do you think they have in mind for Ukraine? What kind of reconstruction? You tap 2 times at least. I'm not going to put in here Syria. I'm not going to put in here Libya. All right? So I don't think I need more examples to say, yeah, Ukraine, we're going to reconstruct you. Oh, shit, these guys are at it again. Oh, close the borders, man. Don't let them come and help us. Well, what about the Marshall Plan? Marshall Plan, they took over the industry. All right, that's why it was, among others. We're going to invest. How did they invest? Remember that Henry Ford was offered Volkswagen? And he said, that's garbage. I don't need it. What do you mean you were offered? Remember Krupp, the cannons, all that, the steel and so on. What happened to that one? And not only, look at other ones that these guys took over, and then, yes, they reconstructed, but they had a monopoly. They took over, Red Rover, and then they wrote their constitution. No, they didn't say wrote it. They played weasels. You Germans and you Japanese, you're going to write your constitutions. But before you print it, you give it to us. And we're going to look over it, and we're going to say, this goes away, this goes away, this goes away. Go back. Yeah. Bring me the rough draft first, and then I will decide. That's how the German constitution, hey, the right to bear arms is not there. How come? How come they missed that one? Because they're so warlike? Really? Anyway, my friends, that's stereotyping. Well, you based your conclusion on one example or two examples, and the First World War was not about the Germans. Just to clear the air here. Oh, who lost the First World War? Germany. Really? Did they initiate it? Why did they have to pay everything? Well, because they were the strongest. But who initiated? Austria-Hungary, right? With Serbia. Why Germany was the one? And Austria-Hungary was also. But and Turkey and others, Bulgaria, they were all part of the. Anyway, thank you very much for being with me again today. I think they're losing, and I'm waiting about a week because they're not going to tell you now. They're going to wait. Maybe things change, and well, I'm going to wait about a week, and after a week, I'm going to come back about this subject, and I'm going to say when they give us the information to let you know. See, I was right. It was not hard at all. I mean, it was hard, but not hard to figure it out. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just, my friends.